my request the resource persons who are just now attending this hearing to please stand and take their oath, since this is an inquiry in aid of legislation. For those who have taken their oath nung first hearing, hindi na kailangan. Yun lang, ngayon lang a-attend ng hearing na ito. Will you please stand and take your oath?
For all the resource persons, kindly raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name and circumstances.
I, Jimmy S. De Leon,
Do solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in this committee hearing. So help me God.
Thank you. Please take your seats. As in our previous hearings, we will first allow the representatives of relevant agencies to give us the latest update on the incident. After their report, we will entertain questions from the members of this committee. And in order to have an orderly proceeding, may I request our members, both physically present and joining via Zoom, who wish to interpolate our resource persons to register with the committee secretary or through the Zoom chat box. May I now give the floor to before we go to the updates from the different relevant agencies, I think the Honorable Bernadette Herrera has a manifestation.
Thank you.
Honorable
Thank you.
Herrera, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Mine is off topic, just an inquiry in the committee. If nag-submit na po yung DOTR ng reply with regards to the pros and cons. Kasi hindi na tayo mag-hearing on driver's license. Mr. Chair, kaya gusto ko lang tanong kung nag-submit na ng letter yung DOTR when it comes to the pros and cons of using our printing offices or yung bidding as to time and cost efficiency. Yun lang, Mr. Chair, kasi ayoko nang galuhin yung hearing mo. I just want to know if the DOTR submitted its reply.
Wala pa raw according to the COMSEC, Your Honor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Thank you po.
Thank you. We now give the floor to DOTR. If you have any relevant updates, Yosek Lim, you're recognized.
Yes. Good morning, Chairman Akop. May we ask the Secretariat to flash the PowerPoint. Previously, Your Honor, there were updates given by Meralco and by NAIA this week on actions being taken. Yesterday, we wish to inform this honorable committee that the Interagency Investigation Committee composed of the OTR, OTS, NICA, PNP, Cybercrime Council, NSA, held a meeting yesterday to continue the examination of the incident. And today, I would just like to give an update. Could we flash the second slide? The framework of investigation, Your Honor, is the examination of the possible causes of the power interruption for both the supply and load side. When we say supply side, that's on the Meralco, and on the load side, that is with the NAIA, which is the facility. This is the framework that we use so that we can eliminate, as we go in the investigation, the sources, or for that matter, the contribution by each of these elements to the incident that happened on May 1. So it comprises of personnel, equipment, systems and procedures, deliberate act, or force majeure. Could we go to the second slide, the next slide? The preliminary findings on May 1 indicate that the outdated electrical equipment in NAIA Terminal 3 is already beyond its life expectancy. We are using best practices and standards when we say it is beyond life expectancy because this facility was constructed sometime 2002. It became operational 2008, 2009. So from point of construction, it is more than 20-year-old facility. More so, the challenges faced by the managers of this facility was it did not have, there was no proper turnover from the contractor to the government, and therefore the as-built plans and all other pertinent construction materials were not turned over or and have not been available. We have been able to talk with Takinaka this week. Takinaka is the contractor of this Terminal 3, and we were able to secure from them a commitment to locate and to turn over to us the various construction sketches, plans, and drawings they still have in their offices in Japan. So we hope to receive this progressively starting next week, Your Honor. In terms of causes, insofar as the second tripping is concerned, which happened in the afternoon, there is consensus by the fact-finding committee that it was a short circuit at roadway substation 1 as one of the causes for the power interruption. And this is established by the manifestations of damages established in the equipment found in this substation. There are other additional causes and possible contributory factors which are still being examined. And this is where there is still a divergence of opinion in view of the fact that it, on one hand, it is what is being examined is the effect of the voltage sag or voltage dip that cannot be ascertained as emanating from the power source. The power source covering from power generation, transmission, to the distribution of electricity to the facility. Or is it the fault? Is it coming from the supply side or the power source? Or did it emanate from the facility going up to the power source? So that is currently still being examined. Second, Your Honor, the fact-finding committee, the security and law enforcement agencies divided themselves into two groups. One focusing on the supply side and the other team focusing on the load side to examine further these causes and potential deliberate acts that may have been involved for the May 1 incident. I go now to the next bullet point. The MIA technical personnel has limited competencies to conduct maintenance of high voltage equipment. We have personnel in MIA. However, as we had manifested, there are only 2 electrical engineers. The others have limited competencies to actually do the maintenance, processes and procedures for high voltage equipment. Action being taken is to engage a third party, not only to do the audit of the facilities, but also to provide maintenance services for the facility. And third bullet point, Your Honor, would be inadequate tools, equipment, and procedures. Again, this has been established as lacking, and what is currently happening, Your Honor, is the procurement by lease of 3 gensets and other tools necessary to monitor the performance of the substations, gensets, and other critical components of the infrastructure. The committee will continue its investigation, and as committed in the first meeting, we will submit it, Your Honor, to this committee within 4 weeks or 1 month from the original date of the meeting. That is the update we give, Your Honor. For further details, we have the head of our engineering department of MIAA, who is also present to answer further questions. And the security agencies are also here, NAIA, PNP, OTS. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Yusek Lim. Before we proceed further, the chair would like to acknowledge the presence on Zoom of one of our vice chairperson, the Honorable Claudine Diana Bautista Lim, one of our vice chairperson, and representing party list Dumper Philippines Taxi Drivers Association Incorporated. And a while ago, I was present on Zoom and now physically present, the Honorable. Thank you. We now go to the next agency, MIAA, please. If you have any updates.
As reported po the good morning, sir.
Yes, you have the floor.
Okay. Sir, as reported po ni Secretary Lin, already manifested our report to them. Kaya po, sir, we question or additional report with regards to the outage of this report po.
And so you agree with the initial report of Yusek Babilin?
As agreed upon yesterday, yes po. Sir.
Yes, I'm asking you if you
Yes, sir.
agree
Yes, sir.
with all the reports, the essential parts of the report of Yusek
Yes, sir.
Babilin.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. We have CAAP, if any. Director General Tamayo, please.
Good morning, everyone. This report is not related to MIA, but more on what CAAP has been doing as a result of the incident. So if I may, to the committee chairman, Honorable Romeo M. Acop, members of the Committee on Transportation, government officials, guests, fellow public servants, good morning. We would like to extend our gratitude for being invited again at this hearing. And for today, allow me to give some updates. First, we have done our own power assessment for all CAAP facilities, including the airports under our we have an overview of the capacity of our power sources. The data we have gathered allow us to determine the critical services that we need to power during emergency situations. Additionally, we will work around this data for the planning of future projects relating to procurement of emergency backup power systems. Second, I would like to take this opportunity to inform everyone that we have successfully completed the corrective maintenance activity of the air traffic management system last May 17. The activity scheduled from 2 to 4 a.m. May 17, 2023 was accomplished in just over an hour from 2 a.m. to 3:13 a.m. The work also did not affect the Philippine airspace. Air traffic controllers reported no flight disruptions during the maintenance operation. All concerned were promptly notified of the completion of the maintenance activity. CAAP extends its appreciation for the understanding and cooperation of various aviation stakeholders, highlighting the importance of seamless air traffic management in compliance to the highest standards of safety and efficiency. Thank you.
Thank you, DG Tamayo. We now go to Meralco. Do you have any report to make? You have the floor, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Sir, we just would like to manifest that Meralco is actually part of the Interagency Committee that's currently investigating the May 1 power outages at NAIA Terminal 3. And the slides shown earlier by Yusek Lim is basically the initial output of the committee when we met yesterday. And we will continue to cooperate with the committee in so far as finding the real cause of the power outages. But in addition, Mr. Chair, we would like to also to manifest that we also submitted Meralco's position paper on the incident, and in fact, it is attached in the agenda that was given to us. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Yes, I've read your first report. Thank you for that. And since you are a member of the committee under Yusek Babilim, you also agree with all the findings there, initial findings.
Mr. Chair, as mentioned by Yusek Lim, there were already agreements on some of the key points, but
On some,
yes,
not all.
there were also additional discussions of some of the issues because there were many members in the committee, and they were asking some clarifications on the incident. So that's why we still have to meet again and to settle all those clarifications, Your Honor.
Thank you. From NGCP, would you like to make a statement?
Good morning, Mr. Chair. Good morning, Your Honors. Good morning, everyone. We are happy and thank you for inviting us. Your Honor, we hope to impart useful information for today's deliberation. We are not a member of the interagency, Your Honors.
Thank you. Transco, want to say anything?
Good morning po. We defer to NGCP po.
You defer to NGCP. Bakit ganun? Akala ko ba kayo ang supervisor? With the way you are answering, you are making your statements, parang hindi yung Transco ang nagkukuhan sa NGCP. Yung NGCP pa lang nagsusupervise sa Transco. Alin ba ang totoo?
Yung Transco po, sir, yung honor, pero yung NGCP po ang in charge sa operations.
Paki-alis mo yung mask mo para maintindihan namin kung ano yung sinasabi mo.
Yung NGCP po yung currently na nag-ooperate po. So
I agree. I know that. Oh, hindi ba dapat sila nga gumagawa ng report sa inyo? You're requiring them to submit the reports to you. Di ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, why are you deferring to NGCP now? What do you mean by that statement?
Your Honor, yung kan po kasi, yung incident,
Ano?
yung incident po, Your Honor, is outside grids operation po. So,
What is your basis in making that statement? We are investigating it right now, and you're saying that it is outside.
yes, po, sa report po na
Ano
natanggap
po ang inyong basis?
sa mga system operation report po, Your Honor, wala pong,
Will you please tell us those reports?
hindi po siya nakalagay dun sa system operation report po, sir.
Hindi nakalagay sa system operational report. Sino po ang gumagawa ng system operational report?
NGCP po.
NGCP.
Yes po, Your
Hindi
Honor.
nila binigay ng report sa inyo. Wala nakalagay.
Regarding po sa incident dun sa,
Kaya
Wala
nga, wala nakalagay doon sa report nila sa inyo.
wala po, Your Honor.
Wala po. Do you agree with that, NGCP?
Your Honor, I am not aware of any report that was being alluded to, but I have no further comment, Your Honor, because I have no idea of that report that is being alluded to.
Oh, Transco, NGCP does not know anything about what you're saying.
Meron pong pinapadalang daily operation reports pertaining to operation po ng grid.
Okay,
Doon
and
po
it's not there.
Apo, yung sa daily po na yun, hindi po indicated yung report na yung incident ng May 1. Since hindi po siya grid related. Sir.
Yung NGCP siguro, hindi po ninyo alam yung kung kasama po sa daily operational report nyo o DOR.
Your Honor, we have our personnel here who is under our SO department. Perhaps he could shed some light insofar as the fact of that report, Your Honor.
Okay, you have the floor.
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm one of the grid dispatch manager of sa system operation. So the daily report is jurisdiction po kasi ng daily report is sa facilities po ng NGCP, and the incident happened at the delivery point downstream of Meralco po. Kaya yung jurisdiction po nila, wala po kaming jurisdiction dun sa incident na yun, Your Honor.
Pero inaamin mo na gumawa kayo ng report.
There's no report po kasi hindi naman po kami yung franchise area po kasi ng Meralco yung nag-cause ng incident.
Ang importante na sagutin mo is, wala po kayong ginawang report. Yes or no?
As far as I know po, wala po kami.
O
report.
ano yung report na sinasabi ng Transco? Para kayo yung mga pulis na iniimbestigahan namin, nagkokontrahan. Which is true? May report o wala? Transco.
Meron pong report daily na pinapadalang NGCP regarding po sa system operations. Sir.
And insofar as that incident is concerned, may report silang ibinigay sa inyo.
Yung pertaining po sa incident, wala po. Hindi po siya kasama dun sa daily operations report since hindi nga po siya grid related. Sir.
Ewan ko. Let's leave it at that. Thank you. Before we proceed, the chair would like to acknowledge the presence of the author of the resolution why we are here this morning, the Honorable Gus Tambunting, Chairman of the Committee on Legislative Franchises and representing the 2nd District of the National Capital Region, City of Parañaque. And on Zoom, we have the Honorable Antonio Ferrer, one of our Vice Chairperson and Chairman, Committee on Games and Amusement, representing the 6th District Province of Cavite, and the Honorable Carlito Marquez, Chairman of the Committee on Science and Technology, representing the 1st District Province of Aklan. So any agency who would want to make a statement this morning? Any other agency who would want to make a report? Wala. So we proceed to the next agenda. The interpellation of members of the committee. As a rule of the House, the first to interpellate is a member of the minority. The chair now acknowledges the Honorable Stephen Paduano for his interpellation. You have the floor, Your Honor.
Thank you, Chairman. Just one quick question for a while, for this time, Mr. Chairman. To Yusek Lim. Yusek, before I proceed with my quick question, Mr. Chairman, are all the security sector involved in the investigations present today? because you mentioned about the NICA, NSA, are they present today?
Your Honor, we have Nika is present, Your Honor. PNP is also represented. And NSA is also present. Head of Security, General Manny Gonzalez is also present. OTS, Office of Transport Security, is also present, Your Honor.
Mr. Chairman, I would just like to put on record if all the security sector is with the initial preliminary investigation that was reported to us by USEC Lim.
Well, Your Honor, in our meeting in the fact-finding committee, it is an interagency committee, and this security law enforcement units, different agencies are members of that committee, Your Honor. Those that I've mentioned, starting with OTS, PNP, even NBI, NICA, Cyber Crime Council, and NSC. They are members of the fact-finding committee, Your Honor.
A while ago, Mr. Chairman, the representative of Meralco stated that indeed they support the report presented to us in today's hearing, but there are some issues now and they are resolved. What are those issues, Yosek, that are not yet resolved?
Yes, Your Honor, on the date of the incident, which is May 1, there was this electrical disruption that happened. And all terminals encountered it. Terminal 1, Terminal 2, Terminal 3. So, but Terminal 1 and 2 was able to regain power. Gensets operated and it continued operating without any disruption really to operations. But for Terminal 3, it was not able to respond. The equipments were not able to respond properly. And in fact, partially, that's why there was this power disruption. And then in the afternoon, there was a second tripping in Terminal 3. So the fact-finding committee examined what could have been the cause. No? So for Terminal 1 and 2, the fact-finding committee have expressed at least two views, that possibly it was due to power generation, the fluctuation of power, or a fault emanating on the supply side. That has not been agreed upon, or there's no consensus yet on the cause for that matter. The other view expressed by Meralco is that they have expressed the view that they are more certain that the cause of the incident was on the load side. So it happened emanating from the facilities, the circuit breakers that opened in NAIA. So those are the discussions, Your Honor, and for the technical explanations, I can give it to the head of engineering of MIA for further explanation, Your Honor.
So in short, if I get it right, Yosek, the issue about on the supply side was not yet resolved.
Hindi pa.
Di pa. Okay, the issue about possible, kasi preliminary lang to eh. The
Yes,
issue about possible cyber or sabotage
sir,
from
even
the security sector.
for the security sector, they are still completing their investigation on that aspect, Your Honor.
Okay, as you mentioned, the final findings will be 1 month from
from the first
that-
meeting, Your
from the
Honor.
first meeting. And when was the first meeting?
The first meeting was first week of May.
First week of May.
Second was May 11. I believe May 11. Yes.
So we're
May 11.
expecting On the first week of
May
June,
11.
there will
In
be
first
a
week, around
final-
first week of June, Your Honor. Yes.
final
Yes, Your
filings.
Honor. We will be submitting. Well, we hope to submit a final report, at least a final report on what we have available.
Okay, thank you, Chairman. That's all for now.
Thank you, Your Honor. Before we proceed, the chair would like to acknowledge the presence of the Honorable Brian Raymond Yamsuan, representing Party List Bicol Saro, the Honorable Bonifacio Busita, representing One Rider Party List. Magandang umaga po sa inyo. We now go to the next interpellator from the majority, the Honorable Tina Pancho. Ma'am, you're recognized.
Yes, thank you po, Mr. Chair. When we say force majeure, that is unforeseeable circumstances that cannot be controlled. Now, with the report of USEC Lim, and this was confirmed by Mr. Gonzalez, that one of the reasons that we have a problem in Terminal 3 in May 1 is that we have limited competencies on the part of our personnel, and of course, inadequate tools and equipment. So that means, pwedeng makontrol, pwedeng ma-check, at pwedeng ma-solve. So, Mr. Lim, bakit nag-open tayo ng Terminal 3 without checking all these things? We always say that our airport, that is our gateway to the Philippines. Why did we allow that to happen?
Well,
May regular checking po ba tayo, inspection of our tools and of course the personnel, are they being checked, Mr.?
yes, Your Honor. I will ask our head of engineering to describe with more details the existing processes that they have in place. Your Honor, we're not saying that there's no processes, that there are no systems. We're just saying that they are not adequate. It's less than ideal, Your Honor. So,
If they're not adequate, ba't nandun sila sa pwesto na yun? In the first place, they should not be in that place, Mr. Chair.
Your Honor, if I may turn it over to head of engineering.
The oh,
Good morning again, sir.
yes, you're recognized to answer the question.
Yes, during my assignment as a AGM for engineering, we noticed this that there is a lacking of personnel involved in Terminal 3. Actually, we have only 2 electrical engineer assigned at Terminal 3 and 27 technician. Unfortunately, the 27 technician is not capable of handling high voltage circuit breaker or high voltage power. And they are limiting only for the physical ocular inspection of the equipment, but they cannot open definitely to check if this equipment is really in good operation. Yun po. The 2 engineers assigned is very limited nga. As we agreed on the secretary, as reported to the secretary, that definitely we have a lacking personnel or specialty in handling this kind of substation of or high voltage power. Yun po talaga ang aming observe when I assume as AGME. And it will be compensated, and we will study further to how it will be improved, this situation, ma'am. For the equipment also, we have equipment for Terminal 2 and Terminal 1. Terminal 3, Yun nga sir, we have, as reported the secretary, we have lacking of tools to check, and also the competency of the personnel involved. It's not capable of checking of that because they are only technician. We have lacking of engineers. Yun po. And some part po din, during the turnover of Terminal 3 to us before, it was not transfer all the documents needed to operate Terminal 3. It was taken by the previous contractor. The brochure, the as-built plan, it was not turned over to us. That's why we are in blind how it will be worked or how it will be done the comprehensive assessment or audit of this terminal. We the Meralco intended to help us to have a physical also audit of the existing equipment. Yun lang po yung aming pinag-usapan. Pero for internal like cables, cannot determine because this is underground and we don't have any documents to prove na this cable ay doon nakalagay po kung saan area. How can we have a comprehensive audit without the presence of the as-built plan? We're totally blind on the system of Terminal 3. And